Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. It is Sweetest Dolls, and today is gonna be like another one of my ranking slash just like discussion videos. So if you guys don't know, Monster High G3 is turning a year old, and did they officially come out October 1st? I know it's in October. I don't remember specifically when they came out because I got a lot of mine early. If you guys didn't see any of my G3 videos, I had gotten my core Frankie like almost a month early or something, and then I got a bunch of the other core dolls early because they showed up at Macy's. So I don't know the exact time in which they came out, but I wanted to just like sit down and choose my favorite from each of the like theme lines or just like lines that they've released. So like we're gonna go through like Core, Ghoul Spirit, Bolt's Ultimate Secrets, Monster Ball, Creepover, and Day Out, I think, is all the ones that I chose. I don't have every Monster IG3 doll. I don't have all of Ultimate Secrets, either of them. I don't have all of Monster Ball. So I am missing quite a lot. I don't have any of the collector dolls. I don't have the Fancy Laguna, which is the only collector doll. I don't have the other of the two like Caboodle cases. I don't have that Cleo. So I am missing quite a few, but of the like the main lines that have come out in the span of a year, I have at least one doll from each of them, so I chose my favorite from each of those. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a fun little, it's not really a ranking, it's just like a walkthrough of my favorites from each of the lines, and it's not like representative of my favorite Monster High G3 dolls of all time, it's just like my favorites from each of the lines. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So first we're going to start off, we're going to go hopefully in chronological order. If some of them are like mixed up, the G3 timeline is kind of weird. But we're gonna go with core first. So this one might be a little shocking actually. A lot of the core dolls are like phenomenal, just base dolls. I just think the designs were really good, the makeup was really good. As like a first release, extremely strong in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't think the same that I do, but as a core line, really strong, and I'm so excited for those refresh dolls based on the Claudine and Draculaura we've seen, and also what we've heard about the others. But it really shouldn't be a surprise as to who my favorite from the core is. It's obviously going to be Frankie Stein, my first ever Monster High G3 doll. They aren't my favorite because they were G3. I mean, they're my first G3 doll. That does make them very sentimental, but they're not my favorite sentimental reasons. I just think overall this doll is like extremely strong. The face, I think, is very breathtaking. Mine is very wonky. Do not bully them. They're very wonky, but they're my baby. The hair is really nice. The clothing quality and the layers have been really nice. The accessories are amazing. The articulation, oh my god. When we first got, like, our first pictures of these dolls, beautiful. When we saw the articulation, insane. Like, the fact that they have a chest joint is insane, and they have all the other points of articulation is wild. I just think G3 is kind of a perfect base doll. They're like my favorite scale-wise too, besides Bratz. So, yeah. I love them. I love their hair blend. Sorry, it's washed out. My ring light is really bright. But I love the blend. I love that they kept like the signature white and black, but they added that cool blue streak. I think that's the only colorful streak. And I also just really love Frankie's sculpt from this generation. It makes them look very androgynous, which I really appreciate as a non-binary person myself. I love non-binary representation, so they just like made me feel very seen, and they are just very special to me. I also love Frankie's prosthetic. Mine is kind of chipping. You can also see the stitches are chipping because I took this doll everywhere for the first like month or two that I had them. Like, they were my doll, like government assigned. Like, I love them so much. But I don't know if they've exactly fixed that paint issue. I will say that is probably the biggest issue I think with the G3 dolls, is like when they have like little details on them, like the stitches or on Twyla, the like smoke, and Laguna when it comes to the gradient. I think that's like the biggest issue, is the just like how they seal it, or if they don't seal it, it just chips really easily. So yeah, but I don't know. I just think this doll is really, really strong. I also really like WotC. I know a lot of people were bullying them because Watsit, whatever the original dog's name is like a really strong design, and this one's a little kooky, but I love them. They're really cute. So yeah, that is my favorite of the core dolls. contenders for this place would also be Laguna, and I would say Cleo. The reason why Laguna doesn't make it on here is because I'm not a fan of really sporty outfits, and every time, and I like that outfit, it's fine, but I'm just like not the biggest fan of it. I do like that she comes with like a second outfit too. What, like she comes with like a swimsuit. That's cool. And the reason why Cleo isn't on here is because of the poly hair. All of the dolls that I've chosen, except for one of them, have Saran, so that shows where my loyalties are. But yeah, I just think overall the core series is really good. I'm very excited for the refresh. I'm excited that it seems like they're doing another rollout of the core dolls, specifically for Claudine and Cleo, where they're getting Saran. We don't have confirmation on Cleo yet, but there have been core Claudines that have a new Saran blend with the like same hair color, just Saran now. So that is very exciting. I hope they do that to Abby too. That's also another reason why Abby wasn't on here, is because the poly hair is just horrendous. And also their face is wonky most of the time. Mine, I'm like fine with it, but they are usually wonky, so yeah. But next in the timeline is Ghoul Spirit. This was a budget six pack. It had Cleo, Toralei. Sorry, I'm looking at my shelves and stuff like that. It had Cleo, Toralei, Frankie, Draculaura, Claudine, and Deuce. So I think that's the 6-pack. They were, I think, exclusive to Walmart, and they were like, I think at retail it was like $125. Insane. I got mine from my friend New Royalty for less than retail, like a lot less. It was about, I think, the same that they paid, because I think there was like a promotion where they got like, where they were like $60 for a while. So I didn't get it on time, but I was able to get them from my friend. So thank you if you're watching this. And those are really, really strong base dolls. Also, my favorite from the line does not have to be like my favorite outfit plus face. It can just be like whatever I choose. It's my list. It's my ranking. But my favorite from Ghoul Spirit shouldn't be a surprise either. Ghoul Spirit Cleo. This doll, stunning. They're not wearing their outfit, but this was the first time we kind of saw kind of reminiscent Monster High-ish shoes. I think these are really, really cute shoes. Oh my god. I don't know how to do it for the bottom of the shoe, but I loved that. And my favorite thing about them, besides the Saran hair, this was the first time I think we got a Cleo with Saran from G3, so that was really exciting. This face, the most versatile Monster High face of all time, probably, in my opinion. She has this beautiful neutral makeup with like really beautiful like shimmery reflective gold on the lid with some brown smoked out, and then she has like this very pretty like vampy burgundy lip with the gold ring. Oh my god, this face is so good. So good. The best Cleo face. I also, my other favorite thing about G3 Cleo is that they make her look like she's like dead, because she is she is dead. She's a mummy, but that's why I love like the frosted over blue eyes, because it does give her like a very ethereal, scary look, which is something that I think a lot of people criticized G3 for, was that they were like very like kiddie and like friendly, but this doll is beautiful, but also they look dead. So I also love the molded on bandages, or the sculpted bandages, on the leg and the arm. Is it this arm? No, it's this arm. Really, really cool. Again, the bodies are amazing. This body in particular is really cool. It's got a slightly like more curvy look, as to where Frankie is a more, not boxy, but they're a lot more like slim, which is like more aligned with my body type. So they're like kind of me dollified, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I also love this face sculpt for Cleo. I think the like really strong prominent features and like the really sculpted nose make them look like Egyptian like hieroglyph and stuff like that, which is really fun. And yeah, I mean, this doll is just really gorgeous. I'm not a fan of the tinsel. I haven't ripped all of it out because it doesn't bother me too much. I also have not boil washed this girl's hair. I apologize. I've had them for, has it been a year now? I think it's almost been a year. I think I got them in like February, I think. So it'll be a year in February, but I just have not boil washed them. I'm sorry, girl. There's a lot of these I haven't boil washed, so if any of their hair looks kind of whack, that's why. But yeah, I really love them. I think they're easily like if you are to just get one Monster High G3 doll because you like the bodies and you like the faces, get this Cleo. This Cleo will look good in anything because of the face. The hair is a really nice length and it's all saran. You can just pluck out the tinsel if that's not for you. And the rooting is really full and beautiful. So yeah, I don't think they sell. I think she like sells for like 15 bucks, maybe 20 secondhand. So she's not that expensive, which I appreciate because I do want to get another one of her unless they eventually use this screening again. But yeah. Also, they're dating. They're my favorite G3 ship. So, hee hee. Next is Creepover. This was a big line for me because it was the introduction of Twyla. I mean, if you know me, you probably know who my favorite is going to be, but getting Twyla in G3 was really exciting, and the dolls overall were really good. The issue with Creepover was that everybody except for Twyla and Draculaura had Polly, which is Claudine and Frankie, which was not really great for me. So overall the line kind of got... I'm gonna leave her. Where did she go? She's just sitting down. So overall the line didn't really do much for me once I found out that they all had Polly, except for 2 of them. So yeah, but I will... Oh my god, this girl doesn't want to cooperate. I apologize. But yeah, getting Creepover. I think they were really cool. Really disappointing that they had Polly, but it does seem like they're trying to fix that with... Is it a Sam's Club exclusive, that 2-pack with Draculaura and Claudine and those new outfits with Claudine's bed? That's the new, like, Claudine Core Saran blend, which is so beautiful, and I love it, and I really want to get them, but they are kind of expensive, so who knows when that'll happen. But yeah, my favorite from Creepover shouldn't be a surprise to quite literally anybody. If you know who I am, it is Twyla. Hee hee. So I love Twyla a lot. I think this doll is beautiful. I have 3 of them. I have 2 of them out of the box, and then I have an inbox one that I got recently. This doll is just fantastic. They have dust on their head. I love the sculpt that they did for Twyla this generation. I know a lot of people don't really like her face, but I think it's beautiful. She has like this very like Victorian kind of looking face, which I appreciate, like very haunted, which is also really cool. I also love this hair blend. It's beautiful. It is Saran, even though I know a lot of people don't like her hair right out of the box. It's just really messy and like annoying Saran to deal with when you get her right out of the box, but once it's boil washed like this one, it's beautiful. It's very long. I really love it, and I love the slight waviness that it kept because it was like curly Saran, I think. But yeah, I don't really... It's hard to explain why I like this doll so much. I also just really like their outfit. I love the skirt, and I love the oversized like crew neck hoodie thing that goes off the shoulders. I think quality-wise, this is a really good G3 outfit. I also think it's very versatile because you can wear this like top as kind of just like a sweater dress, and then you could use this skirt for quite literally anything. I also really love these shoes. These shoes are so cool. They have this little like window motif right there, which is so cool. And then I think the bottom of them had like a caricature of Dustin. I'm not really sure. I also love the bangs on this doll. I did push them to the side because I really like these brows on Twyla, and I wanted to show them off. So yeah. The one thing I'm not really a big fan about this doll is the earrings. They're just like these giant spiders, and I don't know if you can see it on this doll, but I know one of mine has like an indent in their cheek because the spiders were like banging against it, so it like indented it over time, but that's something you can get out with the boil wash probably, so not a big deal. I also really like the bracelet that they have. It's like a little hourglass, and it reminds me of the Haunted ones that they had. Those are really cool, and I think it's a similar sculpt, if not the same. Don't quote me on that. I don't have any Haunted dolls anymore. I got rid of most of my G1 dolls. Sorry, I don't like G1. But yeah, I also just really like the screening for Twyla and the face. I love the sculpt. I already said that, but they're my baby. They're my favorite G3 doll, probably at the moment. I think overall they're just amazing, and I will keep buying them if they're coming up for good prices because I love Twyla and I can never have enough of her. But yeah, that is my favorite from Creepover. I also really like Dustin. I know a lot of people don't like Dust in this generation, but they look really scared the entire time, so I appreciate that. What came out next? I think next was Day Out, technically. I don't really know the timeline for when these dolls came out because they showed up at Macy's kind of randomly. I think I was one of the first people to find them, actually, because I think I got, my first one was Draculaura, and I think I was one of the first people to find them, and I was so excited. They were so cool in person. I still don't have Claudine. I need to get her, but Polly hair, and I also heard the 3-pack one. There's, I don't know if it's exclusive to anywhere, but there's a 3-pack of the Day Out dolls now, and that Claudine allegedly has Saran, which is like, really, dude, but whatever. Yeah, I really like these dolls, and I think for budget dolls, they're quite amazing. The fact that they only took away the chest articulation, but the outfit quality is really good. The faces stay the same. The hair, for the most part, for Claudine, I mean, not Claudine, for Draculaura and Frankie is still Saran. And they had painted details on everything, which is really cool. So my favorite from this lineup is Frankie Stein. So I'm not gonna really go over the face because it's the face and the hair. The head as a whole is the exact same. I just really like it. This one is also not wonky, and this one has really nice lips. So that's why I was like, beautiful, perfect. I'm pretty sure they just popped like these heads from, I'm assuming they were in the same production as the core dolls and they just put them on the budget bodies and outfits and stuff. I really like this outfit for Frankie. I love the like preppy dress with, I don't know what you would describe this like slightly metallic material to be, but it's really cool. I love the like the choker that leans into the belt that's this like really long chain. That is so cool and very Monster High-ish, and not something I expected from G3. I like the big like zap ring as well, and this is the coffee break bag, and I like it in the translucent actually, so I think it's really cute. The salt overall is really good, and these shoes are so good. These are definitely the better of the core of the shoes. I do think core Frankie should have come with these. They are so cool. They're like platform sneakers with like weird like I don't know, like slits there, and then they have like a little lightning charm at the back. Really, really cool. I'm a big fan of these. But yeah, this doll is very simple. There's not really a lot to say about them. They came with some like food probably and like a drink or something. I will be completely honest, I don't really remember what they came with. But yeah, I just really like their outfit, and I think they're really versatile. And they don't have an articulated chest, which is fine. And I think that people that like the G1 bodies, these are probably the ones you should go for, because I feel like these are more reminiscent because they don't have that chest articulation, although I don't really know why you would do that or like G1 more, but I'm not going to start that whole debate because I just personally don't like G1, and you've heard me talk about that every time I've talked about G3. But yeah, so Frankie, please. They're all going to be looking a little weird back there, but that is the lineup. You can see I have preferential, like a bias to some of these ghouls, but next, was it? I want to say next was Ultimate Secrets 1. Yeah, it had to be. I'm also going to be doing like a miscellaneous doll at the end, just because there are like miscellaneous lines, like the Gorgonizers, Collector, the Laguna that came out. There's just a lot of miscellaneous dolls from G3 that don't really fit into specific lines, so I'm going to just choose the one that I have that I like. So, anyways, next is Ultimate Secrets 1. Phenomenal doll line, I think really strong lineup. They are very impressive compared to the other Ultimate Secrets lines now, because 3 out of the 5 of them came with Saran, which is really nice, and then 2 of them came with Polly, but now it looks like this is going to be more of like the gimmicky line, so they're not going to put the budget towards the hair, and it's more going to be towards the outfits and the like accessories and stuff like that, which is fine, but it does seem like they're switching to Saran for all major themed lines, which I really appreciate. Ultimate Secrets kind of fills the place of Barbie Color Reveal, so I think it's fine that they come with Polly. Do I like it? No. Obviously, I would prefer that they all use Saran anyway, now that it seems like they're getting those hair colors in Saran. I don't know if they're custom making them or if they're just finding them out, but it is what it is. Ultimate Secrets 1, really, really strong. I think overall they're great dolls. I do think they aged a little weird, some of them did, compared to 2 and 3, because I do think those are a lot more Monster High-ish than these. The outfits I think are really strong on these, but the shoes are like for some of them. But yeah, my favorite from Sculpted Secrets 1 is Laguna. I have her in her core, or like her art outfit, so I really, really like this doll. My favorite thing is the Skyly lip. I love this like bright, bright turquoise blue, and I love this makeup too. It's very coral. It's really pretty. I like all the hibiscus motifs, like the, not the necklace, the earrings, and the top, and the second outfit skirt, which my second core Laguna back there is wearing. I don't know. I just think this doll is really cool. It's hard for me to explain why, because you just like, you have to have them to know in a way. But I think all their accessories are really cool. These were my favorite G3 shoes for a really long time. They are more reminiscent of like the show shoes that Laguna has, but they also have these like octopus tentacles that go up the leg and make it this really cool like wraparound thing. And they're supposed to like land on the fins, but they're a little finicky. But I just love Laguna. This generation is probably my favorite of the core ghouls, to be honest. I think that their designs are always amazing. They always have really nice hair, except for Sculpted Secrets 2. The makeup always is superb. I think this sculpt, beautiful. I love the really fishy ears. It's kind of hard to see, but I just love how they look on display. Like, even like that, like, sort of hat profile. I love that they're sticking out over the hat. But yeah, I just really like this Laguna. I think that if you're gonna get any of the Sculpted Secrets 1 dolls, I think you should get them and Cleo. I think they're the best, but I feel like everybody likes Draculaura. I'm not the biggest Draculaura fan this generation, to be honest. My favorite thing about her is probably the hair blends and the body sculpt. But aside from that, they're not... There's nothing special to me, but I love my little fish. So yeah, they also have really nice saran hair. I did boil wash mine, that's why it looks really good and flows really nice. So yeah. Next, oh my god. Next is hard to tell which one came first, because they kind of came out at the same time, or they were found around the same time, but I'm gonna go with Monster Ball. So the next two are Monster Ball and Sculpted Secrets 2. Monster Ball was like so exciting because it was kind of reminiscent of Dawn of the Dance, and that's a lot of people's favorite Monster High line. I will say the biggest criticism I saw with this line was specifically the outfits, because I think people universally really like the faces. And this was also the first Serene Claudine that we ever got was in Monster Ball, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna get them next. I did just order another Sculpted Secrets doll today because it does seem like Sculpted Secrets 1 is like vanishing off of the planet. So I'm still missing 2 more of them, but I ordered 1 of them. I probably won't do a video for that one either because they've just been out for so long and I don't feel like anybody wants to see that, but whatever. Monster Ball is really cool. I think that the strongest part about Monster Ball was the makeup. Like, the faces were beautiful. Even though the like ombre lip that they were trying to do did not really work out that well. On this doll specifically, it didn't work that well, but I still like how it looks. I don't think it looks horrible, but it definitely could have looked better. And seeing people repaint their lips to make it look like what the stock images look like, it's like, we could have had it all. Like, this could have been the base doll for anybody, especially Claudine. Because that one, I think, has the exact same makeup and size of the lips as the core Claudine, so it's like, yeah. But my favorite from Monster Ball should also not be a surprise to quite literally anybody. It is Monster Ball Laguna. So as you can tell, I did change this one quite a bit with the hair. I also tried to make the dress more symmetrical because it was kind of like, it's a high-low, and then it like shifts off to the side. It's a very confusing dress. It's not my favorite Monster High piece at all. Like, it's not great, but I do think it looks good on this doll, so I can't really complain too much. But this doll's makeup is like the strong suit. I just love this like deeper blue and purple and pink that they gave them. The lips, again, I think they look good. Especially right now, I think they look really good. But I know that was a big issue that people had, was the lips. But I do really like the really dark makeup in comparison with like the really light hair. Mine does not have tinsel anymore. I ripped all the tinsel out because it was bothering me. And it was also just coming out when I was brushing her hair. So I also boil washed them, so it was going to come out eventually. But this hair is beautiful. It's like inches of saran. It's beautiful after it's boil washed. There is balding here, but that's because of the hairstyle I did. I just really like this, like, pull it to the side, bang, and then having it, like, flow over and the rest of it being down. I think it's really pretty. But yeah, I also really like the accessories. I like the deep purple accessories, the, like, tentacles. The dress is not my favorite, but I do actually really like the material of, like, I don't know if this is an organza or if it's just, like, a tulle, because it does feel nicer than a normal tulle. But I like that it has a bunch of coral on it. I think it's really cool, pretty. I also really like the clutch that they have, or the wristlet, really pretty as well. And these shoes are also really nice. This is when we started getting the, like, Monster High isms back in the shoes. These are really cool. They are just like a heel with some, like, a rope that goes around the wrist, not the wrist, the ankle and the toe. And then we have the coral as the heel with this giant hibiscus flower, which is so pretty. But yeah, I really like Monster Ball. Oh, I haven't been doing my other favorites. I just realized. I mean, these lines back here are kind of small, but my other favorite from Ghoul Spirit is probably Frankie. That doll's criminally underrated. You can tell I have a bias towards Frankie for most of their dolls. But my other favorite from Creepover is probably Draculaura, just because of the Saran. And then my other favorite from Day Out is probably, not Claudine, Draculaura, because I really like that most of them have, like, the really big eyes. Really pretty. And my other favorite from Ultimate Secrets, I already said, is Cleo. Beautiful doll. My other favorite from Monster Ball, I don't have any of them yet, but knowing that Monster Ball Cleo now has the Saran variant, it's probably going to be them. But I also really like that Claudine, but I mean, I don't hate it, because I don't really hate anything about G3 besides the use of poly, but I don't really like the core makeup in comparison to other Claudine makeup we've gotten. I just think, like, the really bright blue with the really bright purple, it's very pretty, but we've seen it, like, 4 or 5 times now, so it's like, give it a rest, Grandma. But I would probably say my other favorite is Cleo. Now that there's this Saran variant out there, I can confidently say that, but before it probably would have been, I just blanked on who it was. Actually, now, like, I guess my other favorite would be Amped Up Frankie, because they are technically Monster Ball. They have a Halloween costume for that outfit, and it's called Monster Ball Frankie, so I'm gonna consider it Monster Ball. But just from the Monster Ball lineup, it would probably be Cleo now, but before I probably would have said Claudine. So, yeah. But I think the one that is, like, is probably the best bang for your buck is probably gonna be that Claudine, solely because really, really long, nice, premium Saran. The outfit is really cute, and the accessories are cool, but that's just me. So the last from, like, the major lines is Ultimate Secret 2. I think that's the most recent, like, full lineup that we've gotten in stores. I know Neon Frights Ultimate Secrets 3 is rolling out slowly, but I don't think they're, like, mass out there yet. And we don't have the Fabulous Pets line out yet. I think they're coming out, I think, very late September, if not early October. So who knows? But Ultimate Secrets 2 is, like, really, really strong as a whole entire lineup. I think that the dolls are all really beautiful. A big issue with them is that they all have poly hair, so it's like, even though their faces are, like, arguably some of the best we've seen so far, it's like, I don't want to spend $30 on a doll that has poly hair when I could do that for one that has Saran. So it's a little bit of a toss-up, because these are some of the best faces that we've gotten, in my opinion. And they have really nice outfit pieces, and the articulation is still really amazing. The accessories are really cool, but it's like the hair just really sucks. So it makes them really not fun to play with or mess around with unless you know how to properly treat poly, which I do. I just don't have the materials to do it, and I also just don't want to settle for a doll with poly, so most of the time I'm just cutting their hair off, and I'm going to wait to reroute them. I have a whole pile of dolls to reroute, because I'm just waiting for when I have time now, because I'm in school, so it's a little hard to get around that. But my favorite from Ultimate Secret 2 also should not be a surprise, because I raved about this doll and how much I hated that they had poly, but I love the doll themselves, is Ultimate Secret's Cleo. I feel like this is everybody's favorite from this line. I feel like it's a toss-up between them and Frankie, and maybe Laguna sometimes. Laguna was my favorite at first, but over time, the more I saw their face, the more I did not like it. Although I am growing fonder of it now. But Cleo was always like the standout because this is a new screening for Cleo. It's this really gorgeous side glance, which, oh my god, like, oh my god. I hope they use it again because it is stunning. The artist that does the faces for Monster High, most of G3, is so insanely talented. This is probably one of the best faces that we've gotten. I really like the glitter. I think how it looks, and I like the lips. The eyes, again, I really love. And I like the color hair. And there is a Saran match for this. I think somebody found it and rerouted her with it. It's just like, I don't understand why they use poly. I mean, I kind of said I do understand why when I was explaining Sculpted Secrets 1, because budget, and also these are kind of like their nameless Ultimate line. Like, this is like their Barbie color reveal, so it's kind of just meant to be like a fun gimmicky line that's focusing more on other things, not so much the hair play. So I get that. Do I like it? No, but it is what it is, I guess. But again, I just think Cleo is really strong this generation. I, for the most part, keep them in their first outfits just because I really like how they look, and I like that they're reminiscent of the art that we get to see them in. So this Cleo is in their first outfit. These shoes, these gladiator sandals, so cool. Big fan of them. I love the hieroglyphs on the heel. There's also no, there's no hieroglyphs, but there's like gems on the bottom. I love the like the wings here. This doll entire ensemble is so good. I love the shawl too as well. It's really, really soft and it's really cute. Only criticism is the hair. Literally everything else about this doll is perfect. I also really like that bag, and it actually fits a bunch of their stuff, so I have some of their makeup and stuff in there. But yeah, I really like this doll. I also really like their turban. But yeah, again, big criticism is the hair, which sucks because it is a really pretty color. It just does not feel good to touch or play with. And I've had 2 of this Cleo. My other one is currently missing a body because the body was assembled wrong and the neck peg broke and it was a whole ordeal. So right now, she has no hair and no body. But it's one of my favorite G3 dolls, so yeah. But last but not least is the miscellaneous line. These are kind of like one-off releases or just like not really associated with the theme lines, or not associated with like budget or anything like that. These are just kind of like, I guess I could consider them like playset dolls because most of these are playsets except for like Amped Up Frankie, Fancy Laguna, and I think that's it right now. I think the rest of them that would fall in this category are like themed lines or like, yeah. But my favorite is Gorganizer Draculaura. This was one of the first G3 dolls I got. They were at Macy's. I got them back when that Toys R Us first opened, actually. So I don't know if I got them on sale, but it was really cool picking them out in person because the store had like a ton of her. So I was able to choose my favorite. This is a lot of people's favorite G3 screening, I think. I like it. It's not my favorite. I'm also just, again, not the biggest fan of Draculaura's face. I do think she's a little overrated this generation compared to other ghouls, but I understand why people like her. It's Draculaura, it's a pink doll, it's a vampire. It is what it is, but I really like this outfit. I love this dress, and I love that they have a long sleeve shirt, like not netted shirt, that is really, really nice quality, and I like that it's separate pieces. I also love these boots. They're really, really cool. They remind me of somebody I wanted to be on Tumblr in 2015. So they have like that Vans aesthetic. So yeah, I really like them. I also really like their hair blend. It's very reminiscent of G1 Draculaura. It's the black with the pink streaks. The bangs are really nice. I really like the brows. I don't know. This all overall is really nice. They're not my favorite. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're really nice though. So yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about them because their thing was mainly like the caboodle case that they came with. But yeah, that is my favorite doll from all of the Monster High G3 lines. So wrapping up a little bit, I love G3. I think they're really strong, and then now that they seem to be making the switch to full Saran for every single doll, maybe except for budget now, because I feel like if they do another release like Day Out, they're going to keep those dolls with poly, but I could be wrong since the 3-pack had Saran. It's really exciting because the biggest thing that was an issue was the quality control on their faces, which is still finicky, and I feel like the biggest issue with that is just Ultimate Secrets and having to risk it, buying a blind package doll and just like hoping that they're not wonky. But aside from that, you can look at them in stores, so it's not a big deal. These dolls are just amazing from the outfit quality that is better than G1. The only time I would say it isn't better than G1 is for the core dolls, because I feel like those dolls were a lot higher quality than every other G1 doll that came after. The bodies are amazing. They're really sturdy. They feel really nice. They're really good at posing. The hair now is really nice. The blends are really cool. The faces and the sculpts are beautiful. They are some of my favorite like doll sculpts of all time. I just think they're so stunning, and I think they did such a good job translating the characters that we know and love into a new generation and having like new characteristics attached to them and like giving them a new identity. It's just, they make me really happy. They're my favorite, one of my favorite doll lines to collect right now, besides Bratz and Storywood, not Storybrooke, sorry. Storybrooke is a town in Once Upon a Time. Storywood, I'm so excited for the doll line. I just hope it looks good. I hope they're good. G3 and Bratz are my favorite dolls to collect right now. I think they're the best dolls on the market, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future. I'm really excited to get my hands on the Scared Ice dolls, because that Claudine was just confirmed today to have Saran, which is exciting. I'm excited to get the Fabulous Pets dolls. I'm excited to get Core Claudine with Saran eventually, fingers crossed. I'm excited for Neon Frights, even though they all have Polly. So excited for that Twyla. And yeah, I'm just really excited for the future of G3. I think they're going in a really strong direction now that they're taking into account hair type. I'm just very excited. They are, again, as I said, one of my favorite doll lines ever, really. I think they're so much stronger than every other Monster High generation, both in terms of just the base dolls, outfit quality, everything except for media. I would say I really like G3 media, but I don't think it's getting to the point of G1 yet. And that's not just nostalgia playing impact. But yeah, I'm not going to keep rambling because this video is very long, and I just realized I filmed this all without cutting once. Oh yeah. But yeah, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm very excited about the future. I'm excited to review more G3 dolls. I'm excited to see more in stores. Let me know who your favorite G3 doll is and why, or favorite line or anything like that, because I know that listing a doll from every line is kind of a lot, but just give me like your favorite doll from G3, because I love hearing about that stuff. I'm bad at replying, but I will almost always like your comment, because I do like reading them one at a time. But yeah, that is it. I will go now. I won't keep you guys any longer.